The Broncos' final 53-man roster is done. The 16-man practice squad is filled up, and we've got all the answers that we need to know, at least for now, as it pertains to the Denver Broncos roster heading into week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. Guys, hope you all having a wonderful day, man. We've got a lot to talk about, so if you love Denver sports, man, if you're not already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out a lot, and let's get to speaking about the Broncos' final 53-man. So we're going to kind of go over some strengths, a couple weaknesses, we're going to talk about some Marvin Mims news, and then we're going to be looking ahead towards the Tennessee Titans. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we talked about the 53-man roster yesterday, right? We broke it all down. So let's get into the practice squad here a little bit and discuss what this all means. So big time positives, man. What I love about this is the fact that there's really 3 guys on here that made me very, very happy, that I wanted to make sure. Actually, I would say 4. There's 4 guys that I really wanted to make sure we got back on the practice squad, right? Number 1 was Sam Ehlinger. That's the best case scenario for the Broncos. In fact, reports have it that he turned down other opportunities to be on team's 53-man roster to stay on the practice squad here. I think he really just believes in Sean Payton's vision, his coaching, and that being something that's a big positive for his career. So awesome to see that from Sam Ehlinger. Great to have him back on there. Number 2, obviously having A.T. Perry there joining the practice squad is huge for a lot of the reasons why I talked about. My prediction of him making the 53. I think it's just a good big body veteran presence, someone that can produce when called upon and when needed. Should there be any kind of injury and all of that. So A.T. Perry being there, and then another positive about that, it's really important that we got him because surprisingly, Joaquin Davis, Kyrese Rowan, Jerwan Newton, Courtney Jackson, all of those guys, all of the UDFAs that we had brought back, none of them signed back with the practice squad here. They all decided to go elsewhere. And a lot of it could be because we're very deep, and they felt like they had better opportunities elsewhere. It's actually one of the main reasons a lot of people kept thinking we would keep 6 receivers, but none of them returned. But not a big deal. We got A.T. Perry, Michael Bandy rounding out the wide receivers on the practice squad. Those things are fluid. We can figure it all out as things go. Another big positive that I loved to see here was Calvin Throckmorton. But it's not really a surprise. It's not really what I wanted to talk about, but he's going to be a very key player on this offense. Let's not get that twisted. He's going to be playing quite a bit, even though he's on the practice squad. He's one injury away from being an instant starter, in my opinion. So good to see him back, and super grateful that we got Levelle Bailey, guys. This is awesome. I think, again, he's someone that will be quickly activated to the 53 should there be any injuries or should they need for him to before Kyrese Reed. So they obviously liked both players. They figured the best odds they had of getting both of them back on to the team in some shape or form was to cut Bailey, who cleared waivers and signed back on, instead of Kyrese Reed, who maybe could have garnered interest elsewhere. And the last one that I was really happy to see that we got onto the practice squad was the boy, Jordan Turner. Love to see that, man. I thought he showed a lot of pop, and I was glad that he was able to come back and be on this practice squad because I loved the potential that I saw. So the inside linebacker room as a whole, I think, is very, very much taken care of. Here are some concerns that I have right now. If you guys notice, we have 0 running backs on the practice squad. Now, not necessarily surprising because we did keep 4 on the active roster. Usually we keep 3. But just something to kind of think about, right? But running backs are consistently available. There's always guys getting cut, specifically at the running back position throughout the season. So it'll be something that I'm certain will change over a while. But that was a little bit strange for me, nonetheless. I'm not going to lie about that. And we were able to sneak Keydron Smith in, who's a young player that I still really liked. So what can we take from this overall? Oh, and getting Caleb Lohner back was cool. I figured we would. He didn't show nearly enough for me to think that he'd get claimed somewhere else, but it's nice that he decided to stick around. He definitely needs all of the seasoning and the developing that he possibly can get. Now, Adam Prentice, I think, is one of the favorites to be elevated from the practice squad early in the season, especially in week 1, because he's the only true fullback we have on the roster. I think he's somebody that'll probably eventually be on the 53 at some point. Maybe after the 3-game elevations, we'll kind of see where the roster is at that point. But yes, I definitely can see Adam Prentice being someone that gets activated early on. And same thing, I don't know about Throckmorton yet. I think you want to kind of save some of those maybe, but there could be a couple of those. Maybe they activate Levelle Bailey early on in the season as well. So we'll see. Cool to see Jaden Robinson back. We really got everybody, like everybody that we got on our practice squad, we've previously had on this team before. So a lot of the favorite guys that I really liked ended up making it. I would have liked to see Kyrese Rowan. That was a little bit frustrating, but nonetheless, that rounds it all up. So that is a 16-man practice squad. You gotta love it, and that's the total 53-man roster that we had talked about a little bit. So again, guys, I think, my concerns with the roster overall haven't really changed much after seeing this practice squad. There was a couple of claims that I was hoping that we would make. The Broncos made 0 claims. They had 2 guys that were previously on the team that were actually claimed and put on the 53 of others. That was Damari Mathis, who I anticipated would certainly be claimed. Not really a surprise there. He went to Carolina. And the other guy that got claimed from our team was, oh man, I'm totally blanking on it now. It might come to me. But I remember seeing that. I don't think it was an edge. Was it a linebacker? Can't really remember off the cuff. But once it comes back to me, I will. It was Xavier Truss. That was a surprising one. And it was it was the Saints that claimed him. And what was cool about Xavier Truss, I think, again, we always talk about, like, with these preseason game, a lot of these guys, you want them to play well because it's like having an audition for another team. Wouldn't surprise me if the Saints saw something on film when they played against the Broncos, 4 days ago, and decided, hey, this is somebody that they really like and they wanted to bring in. So congrats to him for making the 53 down there in New Orleans. So yeah, otherwise we put in no claims, and the practice squad right now is set. One I was confused about, and I wanted to go look and see, where did Andrew Farmer end up? Because Andrew Farmer, I thought, he was an interesting player. And it doesn't look like anybody's claimed him yet, so we'll see. But otherwise, that was pretty overall surprising to me. No doubt about it. Again, strengths of this team. Oh, sorry. So getting back to the weaknesses, man, I said, nothing's changed really from yesterday. I still have a little bit of concerns about the interior of the offensive line, but that's something that we'll continue with the development of these guys with. Not a big deal. And then, rolling in with Ingram, Trotman, and Kroll to start the year. Atkins will be back in a few weeks. Definitely some concern on the tight end. And the only other tight end that we didn't even sign back Prescorn, which was pretty disappointing, is Caleb Lohner. So things can be changed around quite a bit, but we'll see. But definitely a little bit bummed by that. I would like to see a little bit more juice at the tight end position. Otherwise, I mean, how can you not love the starters really across the board on this team? Our secondary is projected, I think, is going to be the best in the league. Our defensive line is fantastic. So overall, you got to love it. And I just can't wait to start playing some real NFL football, man. That's what I'm really excited about. But some concerning news happened today at the end of practice. I really hope that it's nothing with this media rule that Sean Payton and put into he's kind of, how do you say it? Like he's made go live for the media. They can't really talk about injuries much more than the basics of Marvin Mims left practice this morning, or early. He left practice early today. Sorry, guys. I'm still fighting this brain fog a little bit today. But so that's a little bit concerning, right? You don't know what the extent of the injury is. We won't know anything more than that until Sean Payton speaks with the media tomorrow. He was not scheduled to speak today. So fingers crossed, man, with Marvin Mims. Hopefully it's nothing serious. There might be more reports coming out. I think if there's no reports, that's probably good. Then if it's something if there are reports, because if there are reports, it's probably serious. Hoping that it's not, but that did come out over the course of the last 20 minutes or so as practice wrapped up. Looking forward to seeing the rookie number changes tomorrow. That's what I'm really hoping for. So we'll get into that and much more. But until the next video, man, y'all take it easy, take care of yourselves, and go Broncos, baby. Peace.